Deportation is the migration and resettlement of community from one region to another through physical or mental coercion by the state. The dates that coincided with the formation of nation-states enabled them to colonize many more lives due to the increase in technology and energy use. A handful of rich people who dominated the state implemented ruthless policies to consolidate their interests worldwide. Thanks to the perception of nation and us they created, they found more supporters than ever before and called these supporters citizens. Those outside the identities they created with the concept of citizen were seen as objects. Within the generalization of citizen, everyone was an object. But those who didn't share the same values or identity didn't have the right to live. If we want to talk about the harms of a state, we must first talk about the harms it inflicts on people. Political history books are full of these sad stories. This is much clearer when it comes to the nation-state. But of course, empires were not different. In this video, we will look at one of the saddest suffering caused by a state. The Trail of Tears is the deportation of Choctaw Indians 1831 and Cherokee Indians 1838 during the Indian removal in the United States. As a result, approximately 4,000 Cherokee lost their lives. In Cherokee, this event is called Nuna Da'ul Tusuni. The Trail of Tears is the forced removal of Native Americans by the government in the 1830s. In December 1835, United States officials contacted a Cherokee minority of 300-500 people living in New Echota, Georgia, to negotiate a treaty. None of these individuals were elected leaders of the Cherokee Nation. In the end, 20 people who were not authorized to represent the Cherokee Nation signed the treaty, which gave the Cherokee new lands in Indian Territory and $5 million in exchange for ceding all Cherokee lands east of the Mississippi to the United States. More than 15,000 Cherokee protested the treaty, but on May 23, 1836, the Treaty of New Echota was ratified by only one vote in the United States Senate. The treaty was put into effect under President Andrew Jackson. Jackson sent federal troops to round up 15,000 Cherokee in camps before sending them west. Most deaths occurred in these camps due to epidemic disease. Increasing number of white settlers had to be moved inland from the coastal areas, and the mass gathering of native Indians had to be prevented. Conflicts arose with this minority group claiming their homeland. The government's solution was to assimilate this minority group and to mow them out to break their unity. Some 20,000 members of the Cherokees were forcibly removed from tribal lands in Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee. The state overran their lands. They were pursued 1,300 kilometers by federal troops under the command of General Winfield Scott. The journey took 140 days. It's estimated that between 2,000 and 8,000 people died, primarily infants and the elderly. The exact figures are unknown. Disease such as measles and tuberculosis spread among the group and caused death. The Cherokees in the lands to the southeast refused to leave their lands. The Trail of Tears is one of the shameful pages of history. It's one of the hundreds of atrocities in human history, such as the forced migration of Circassians in the Caucasus, the expulsion of Crimean Tatar Turks from Crimea in 1944, the forced migration of people from Uganda by Idi Amin to the UK in the 1970s, the first displacement of Armenians, Kurds, and Greeks in Anatolia. As long as capitalism continues, our lives will continue to be determined by the identity of a group of minorities. The way to break this is to strengthen local municipalities, which are self-government organizations instead of centralized administration. It is necessary to protect the democratic rights of local municipalities and to stop governments from appointing trustees to them. Otherwise, resentment will accumulate in societies, leading to more wars on massacres. Thank you for watching. See you in the following video. Goodbye.